Oh, greetings, Pathfinders, and welcome to another edition of Booster Bestiary. As you can see here, I got 10 different packs that I've been looking into, and our subscribers and followers have told us that they want to see Kamigawa and New Capenna. So we're going to have a Streets of New Kamigawa going on here, and we're going to see if maybe we could combine some cards, or maybe we just find the perfect card out of these two packs. We're going to figure it out. It's going to be great. For those who don't know, Booster Bestiary is my weekly stream where I develop a Pathfinder 2e monster live using whatever I pull from these booster packs. Uh, yeah, while I discuss the random news and happenings. First thing, of course, to discuss is on Wednesday, I will be on No Direction Beyond with Alexander Agunis and James. We will be discussing how to retune Starfinder encounters. We'll be going over a Dead Suns encounter and retuning it on the stream, so that should be really fun. Bringing up Starfinder is kind of natural. I'm looking through these Kamigawa cards. This whole set is so Starfinder to me, and I absolutely love it. We have our Ecologist Terrarium. It's so cool. Little bonsai, future bonsai thing. That's very cool. Wanderer's Intervention. If you need a samurai style slash, here you have it. Maybe we'll get a creature where that works out. Maybe from even Streets. We'll find out. Unstoppable Ogre. I don't think the Unstoppable Ogre would have that same kind of slash. Let me refocus this real quick. Come on, Lumens. I know you could do it. Alright, there we have it. Alright, so Unstoppable Ogre. Klein Torment. They literally have these creepy little floating claws. I loved how Kamigawa did that, though, for the Kami. All the Kami and Kamigawa have these kind of floating elements that represent their ideology. So in this case, you have these bloody floating claws for this Kami of, I want to say Kami of Torment, Kami of Anger. So that's pretty cool. Usually they're like little, disembodied fish were very common, eyeballs were very common. Still, really cool kind of way to designate these as those kinds of spirits as their own unique thing, and I really appreciated it. Master's Rebuke. Target creature you control deals damage equal to its power to target creature or planeswalker you don't control. Okay, it's kind of a fight card, just a direct damage dealing card. Neat. Short Circuit. It short circuits an artifact or creature. That would be absolutely perfect for a. Actually, come to think of it, that'd be really good for a monster intended to fight against an inventor or even gunslinger. If you could use it on like any kind of a constructed, anything from a firearm to an invention to a gadget, that'd be kind of fun. Very niche, of course, but if you know your party has them, you could use it. Just don't make the inventor feel too bad if you have a monster specifically designed to counteract their one thing. It feels mean, but at the same time, a lot of monsters have Dispel Magic and ways to counter spells, and there's not always more than one spellcaster in a party. I don't know. What do you think about that? So, Aki Ronin. We have here a Goblin Ronin. Whenever a samurai or warrior you control attacks alone, you could discard a card and draw a card. Oh, okay. Cool. Yeah. The goblins are always very scrappy, very, whatever is left behind on the battlefield, they will make use of. That pretty much shows that here. I love the idea of a scrapper samurai. I think is really fun, really evocative, really fun. Just kind of Iodo slash with whatever it is you happen to have on you. Even if it breaks it, that's fine because you could always get something else. I think that's really fun. I did come up with that idea initially from Pathfinder 1e. They had a samurai sword saint that if you were drawing your sword when you attacked, you got bonus damage. So I had to think like, most people try to figure out a way to cheese like sheathing as a swift action or something like that. I always kind of just wanted a samurai with like 7 or 8 swords. And I was thinking of like, why would he have so many swords? Maybe they're all broken, damaged, so they break when he swings them. Yeah, that'd be kind of fun. But kind of cheesy, but kind of fun. Seven-Tailed Mentor. We did this last time. It's a fun card. I think we did this last time, didn't we? No, we didn't actually do this last time. So it's a kitsune, a fox, sensei, giving out a sword to their student. When it enters the battlefield or dies, you get to put a 1/1 counter on target creature or vehicle you control. Very cool, very evocative. I do like sensei. There's a lot of cool sensei archetypes and abilities in Pathfinder that we could draw from if we want to use this. I think Alexander Gunas in chat wants me to use a fox. I'll set that one aside. That's definitely the front runner here. I'd like to combine it with something from New Capenna, but if we wanted to be lazy, I could always throw in Wanderer's Intervention and give the samurai a samurai style slash. All right, Guardians of Oboro. We've seen these before. They're one of those defenders that can't attack unless a condition is met. They're kind of boring. The Shattered States era. Ooh, that's a cool way to show history, isn't it? I've never seen the side of a Suba show history. The side of a hilt of a katana show history before. That's really cool. Gains control of a creature, gives your creatures a lot of power, and then flips into the Nameless Conqueror. Pretty cool, pretty cool. But not much I could do with it here. I'm not feeling it. High-speed hover bike. I could put the Kitsune on a hover bike. Oh, Alex, does it just say, keep going, you might get Light Paws. Oh, I want a copy of Light Paws on stream. That'd be amazing. Tempered in Solitude. Whenever a creature you control attacks alone, you exile the top card of your library, and you can play it this turn. Okay, that's pretty neat. Another Samurai, Sky Blessed Samurai. Costs 1 less to cast for each enchantment you control. It has flying. Oh, it's kind of affinity. I've never seen this card before. I don't even remember this in spoilers. That's pretty good. A 4/4 flyer in an enchantment deck is pretty good. And Brilliant Restoration. Return all artifacts and enchantment cards from your graveyard onto the battlefield. Amazingly cool card. Great for Commander. I love getting copies of this because I have like 4 or 5 decks that this will see play in, so I always need more copies of it personally. And a Scoured Barrens and a Treasure. All right, let's see what we get in Capenna that maybe we could give our 7-tailed mentor. What kind of mobstery, gangstery stuff can we give our mentor here? That'd be kind of neat. Let's see here. So the first card we get could go right there with him. Revelation of Power. As Ob Nixilis closed in, Halo swept through Gasada like an electrical current, and inside her, something long dormant unfurled its wings. Oh, that's pretty neat. All right, cool. So, target creature gets +2/+2. If it has a counter on it, it also gains flying and lifelink. Oh. Can Seven-Tailed Mentor put the counter on itself? Oh, it can. There's a combo. I mean, it's not, like, worth building a deck around, but in Limited, if you'd ever draft these 2 sets, that's a total combo. I like that. So Seven-Tailed Mentor can, with Revelation of Power, either give itself or one of your other creatures access to this innate power and basically give it lifelink. Give yourself a, what would that be, a 5/6 lifelink? Permanent lifelink and flying. Oh, and flying. Oh, that's cool. Yeah, 5/6 lifelink flying till end of turn. That's pretty good. Man, this giant flying samurai fox just charging at you, being lifted by this sword. Oh, that's pretty cool. I like sword surfing. Let's lower the camera here just a little, though. I'll do that later. All right. Big score. Yep, it's Scrooge McDuck swimming around in his coins. The Capenna Express. We have a train. If anyone wants to do a train, try. I don't know. I feel like if I use a train monster, my players are gonna accuse me of, running the campaign on the rails a little bit too much. I wonder if my players would let me have a train, actually, in retrospect. I don't think there's any trains in Galarian, or anything on tracks in all Galarian. Just weird, because there's cars. Like, not real cars, but, like, steampunky cars. And, like, trains predated cars, engine-wise. I don't know. Alright, Revel Ruiner. A Cephalid Rogue. I didn't know there was Cephalid in Capenna. That's kind of weird. They're like octopus people. When it enters the battlefield, it connives, which means you draw a card and discard a card. If you discard a non-land card, it gets a counter. And it has Menace. Oh, that's not bad. It's a little boring, though. It's just an octopus person rogue. I've seen it. We've all seen it. Disdainful Stroke. Good card. Solid card. Counters a spell. Really good card. For, like, standard. Extended, maybe? Probably not. I don't know. Whenever I see a 2-mana counterspell, I'm greedy. I grew up in, like, Tempest and Weatherlight, so whenever I see a 2-mana counterspell, all I can think is, why wouldn't I just play counterspell? But I understand counterspell has not been a thing for 20 years. Dapper Shieldmate. When it enters the battlefield, you get a shield counter. As long as it's your turn, it gets +2/+0. Oh, that's pretty cool. I like shield counters. Shield counters, prevent the creature from being destroyed once. You remove the counter instead of destroying the creature. Kind of like a more intuitive regeneration. Neat. That's neat. I could give Seven-Tailed Mentor a shield counter, but I'm liking the Revelation of Power a lot. Jewel Thief. It's a Jewel Thief. It steals a counter. It has Vigilance and Trample. I think it's funny they gave the Jewel Thief Trample. That's a good card, actually. Man. A 3/3 for 3 with 2 keywords and a treasure token. Man. These creatures, that's a common. These creatures get better and better, don't they? All right. Here we have a Snoopy Newsy. Oh no. It's a journalist. Let's see what the journalist does. When it enters the battlefield, you mill 2 cards. And as long as there are 5 or more mana values among cards in your graveyard, it gets +1/+1 in lifelink. Oh, that's pretty neat. So it's like a 3/3 lifelink. It's a self-mill. Self-mill's really good in Dimir. There's some synergies. Not so much in Commander, which is where I primarily play. So, Chrome Cat. It's a robot cat. All right. Bloodied Body Dropper. We made him the first week Capenna came out. So you can check Twitter if you want to see Body Dropper. Just look up #Booster Bestiary. He'll be in there somewhere. An offer you can't refuse. Counter target non-creature spell, and you get 2 treasure tokens. I kind of like that. I kind of like the idea of a monster. Not the samurai, but I kind of like the idea of a monster who can counteract something a PC does and gives them a choice. I really like giving choices in the middle of encounters. I know it slows the game down. You don't want to do it too often, but it is fun. Like, I know there's some combat maneuvers that kind of do that, where it's like either drop the weapon or take damage. Those kind of things are real skill testing. They make people think. Psychic Pickpocket. When it enters the battlefield, it connives. When it connives, you can return bounce a card. Okay, so this is your obligatory 5-drop blue creature that bounces another creature. Fun. There we go. Riveteer Requisitioner. When it dies, you get a treasure. It has Blitz. Yep. Cabaret Ascendancy. What do you do? That's a cool artwork, isn't it? That's like the alt art, the art noir artwork there. At the beginning of your upkeep, you look at the top card of your deck. If it's a creature or a planeswalker, you can put it into your hand. If you don't put it in your hand, you can put it at the bottom. Okay, so it's all about getting more allies, getting more creatures. I'm not feeling it with Seven-Tailed Mentor. I feel this Revelation of Power much more. That's much more evocative to me. So we're going to make a Seven-Tailed Mentor with Revelation of Power. Fun, fun, fun. Let me switch over here. All right, cool. For a second there, I thought maybe I was on my splash that whole time, but I'm sure chat would have told me by then. Oops, you are all seeing the wrong thing. There we go. All right, so here we are in. I made a Fung Dog for my No Direction article. Actually, I made it for my party on Saturday. They had some fun fighting this Quiploth fungus dog. And it was a good encounter. Someone almost died. I mean, they got to dying too. That was pretty brutal, but it was a darn fun encounter. And if you want to see how I made the Fung Dog, and get a little insight into how I mesh monsters together to make completely new monsters, you can check it out on NoDirectionPodcast.com, as the article just went up today. But we are not making a Fung Dog. We are making a Seven-Tailed Fox. So let's close that. Let's open up Scryfall, and I will show you all the glory that is the Seven-Tails Mentor. Seven-Tail. There we have it. Copy image link. Let's check it out. Seven-Tailed Fox. I mean, I've played Nine-Tailed Foxes, so I've played Seven-Tailed Foxes, but I can't remember last time I played one that, like, had his 7 tails for a noticeable amount of time. Usually I think I skip the 7-tail, actually. Usually I go from 6 to 8 because of how the bonus tailed work in Pathfinder 1E. Usually don't get a chance to sit on 7 tails very long. The 7th tail is not. I think it's the 7th tail. I'd have to sit down and do the math, see when Oracle gets bonus tails that happen to coincide with your standard progression feats. Because I tend to dump all my feats into tails when I'm going tails. I'll either stop at 2 tails and be like, 2-tailed fox, or I will dump everything into getting as many tails as I can, which is why I do appreciate how 2E did the tails, because feeling compelled to get the tails as fast as possible, I prefer balancing it out. I want to end the game with my ninth tail. Getting to 9 tails too quickly feels a little cheaty. like it's fine. If that's the character you're looking for, that's cool too. Don't get me wrong. It's very flavorful having 9 tails. It's very fun. Alpha Chat is right. It's very fun having 9 tails. Alright, so 7-tailed mentor. This is a sensei, a samurai type. I'm thinking like level 8 even for a samurai. Level 8 would be cool. Let's do level 8. Let's say, let's use a base roadmap. Let's use a skirmisher. Maybe a brute even? He's a 2-3. That makes me think brute soldier. Let's go soldier. See what soldier does. High strength. Very high AC, but moderate hit points. Yeah, I like soldier. We're going to use that. So let's just apply this base roadmap. And then we will adjust it as things move on. Let's give him, let's see, apply hints. Let's see what happens. All right, cool. So we do need to give him the Kitsune trait. For languages, let's give him Common, Tian. What's his intelligence modifier? 4? That's way too high. Let's make, well, intelligence is good for a sensei. Let's make his, man, I feel like they all should be high for a sensei, though. Let's make him a strength-based samurai. So 6 is good for strength, but we're going to lower dex to 3. And increase charisma. Well, he has a Kitsune. I feel like he should have high dex. Let's lower strength to just 5, so we could have that increase in charisma. Okay, that works. Cool. That works for me. The high armor class is good now that he has the higher dex. I'm going to bump up reflex a little, but I will lower... Instead, let's keep reflex low, and let's give him +1 reflex saves versus basic reflex saves. Versus, I almost want to say basic reflex saves, so it would be like damage half. Oh, for Sensei, it's more about wisdom? Yeah, you're right. Let's keep wisdom high then. In fact, let's bump up wisdom. Let's lower, we can then lower intelligence and charisma a little. Let's keep charisma high because he's, let's do charisma at 3. He'll be one of those high wisdom foxes, like Yoko. And since wisdom's higher, we can increase will. And let's give him... Actually, we don't need to do that, because we can just give him high acrobatics. Should we high with dex? Yeah, let's give him like a 17 in acrobatics is a little bit below high. And then we'll give him an 18 in athletics, which is high. And then we'll give him +2 to disarm and trip under athletics. Because he's not jumping around, but he is a sensei. Like, he is doing good on that. Let's give him martial arts lore. +16 is fine for that. Let's also give him... I feel like he should have diplomacy, but it shouldn't be higher than his athletics. That's fine. Society should probably be kind of there too. Because charisma and intelligence are at the same. And like sensei, society, it makes sense to me. Alright, cool. Martial arts is important if you have a wife. What? I'm not sure what you mean by that, but alright. Martial arts lore. Alright, cool. Oh, other languages. I'll give him Tian, and he still has 1 more point of intelligence. Let's give him, oh wow, that's just killing me right now. I can't remember. Sylvan. Cool, cool. Alright, and we will give him definitely a, let's see, he's level 8, so a +1 striking? I think level 8's still a +1 striking rune, is it not? Yeah, it is. Because greater striking's level 12, and yeah, greater striking's level 12. Cool. So let's say +1 striking katana. And I think that's all he needs under there. You made a typo and wrote marital instead of martial. Oh! Oh, marital arts? Alright, martial arts. There we go. Oh. Oh, sorry about that. I should give him, like, teaching lore, too, shouldn't I? There we go. Because he is a teacher. He is a teacher of life. Because he has this high society. You know, they're a samurai. They're a member of the noble caste. They have to know poetry and all those kinds of things. All right, let's give him a strike. He is going to be a high striker as a soldier. Not extremely high, not as high as like a brawler, but you know, still pretty high. Still pretty high. And it is a katana, so we'll use the base for a katana, which is a D6. Wow, it's a D6. Let's give it 3D6. Well, it does have +1 striking. Yeah, let's do 3D6 plus 5 would be 10, 16 and a half. That'd be lower than moderate. I don't like that. Let's do 2D6 plus 11. 3D6 plus 11. That would be 17, 18. That would be like moderate damage for this. But we're giving him slightly higher attack, which is dangerous given the traits that a katana has. Would include deadly D8. Man, I can't believe a katana is only a D6. It used to always be a D10. Oh, that's because it's two-handed 1D10. Oh, right. I knew that. Let's do 2D10 plus 11. That's fine. 18. We'll give it all the traits that it has. Two-handed 1D10. One-handed 1D6. I know normally you wouldn't have to post one-handed 1D6, but he defaults to two hands, so that's just there to make the GM's life easier when he is running this character and decides, like, oops, he needs to switch to one hand. Seven-tail mentor. There we have it. All right. Oh, under speed, give him 30 feet. He's a samurai. He's fast. I could see a samurai gain bonus movement speed. They did in 1E with the right archetype. All right. I like that a lot. Dare I do this? Okay, I'm going to do it. It's going to be silly, but I'm going to do it. Because you know what? Booster Bestiary is my time to do silly things. Instead of martial arts lore, I'm going to give him swordsmanship lore. Or sword lore? Yeah, it's just sword lore. I'm going to give him Ioto lore. Just call it Ioto lore. Ayajutsu lore. I'm going to do the old 3.1 Ayajutsu strike. Because I want to. So I have to give my Jutsu strike. Let's make this a 2-action. Oh, no. Let's make this a reaction. Offensive reaction. Trigger. That's not how you do reactions. Yeah, it is. Oops. Trigger. The seven-tailed mentor rolls initiative. Oh, I need requirement. Requirement. Seven-tailed mentor. An enemy is within reach of seven-tailed mentor. An enemy is within reach of seven-tailed mentor. And trigger the seven-tailed mentor. Seven-tailed mentor rolls initiative. Effect. The seven-tailed mentor makes an Ayajutsu lore roll. Rolls initiative. Seven-tailed mentor is about to roll initiative. Effect. The seven-tailed mentor. The seven-tailed mentor may use Ayajutsu lore for initiative instead. Actually, it should just use perception. I don't like the same one. Let's go back to martial arts lore. Let's make sure he has a high perception because he has high wisdom and he is an Ayajutsu master. Let's also give him his low light vision. See, middle of coming up with this, I'm like, all right, so the trigger is going to be the seven-tailed mentor uses perception to roll initiative. Effect. The seven-tailed mentor strikes an enemy within reach. Seven-tailed mentors draws their katana and strikes. Okay, within reach of the seven-tailed mentor and strikes an enemy within reach. The target is flat-footed if their initiative is lower than the seven-tailed mentor, and the strike gets a +1 status bonus for every 5 points by which every 4 points by which the seven-tailed mentor for every 4 points higher. Alright, the target is flat-footed if their initiative is lower than the seven-tailed mentor. No. The target is flat-footed if the seven-tailed mentor has higher initiative and the seven-tailed mentor gains a +1 status bonus to strike, to this strike, for every 4 points higher. That seems weird. For every 4 points higher of their initiative. Maybe give him something about driving. Oh, because it says or a vehicle you control. Yeah, well, I think that's actually for mechs, honestly, because there's a lot of mechs in this, and the mechs would be what use the swords. Elephant Chat just asked, maybe Seven-Tailed Mentor should have something for driving. But then again, you do use mechs for pilot. Yeah, you're right. I'm going to give him driving lore. Let's give him driving lore. All right. An enemy is within reach of the Seven-Tailed Mentor. The Seven-Tailed Mentor uses perception to roll initiative. The Seven-Tailed Mentor draws their katana and strikes an enemy within reach. The target is flat-footed if the Seven-Tailed Mentor has higher initiative. No. If the Seven-Tailed Mentor has higher initiative, the Seven-Tailed Mentor gains a +1 status bonus to the strike for every 4 points higher. And the target is flat-footed. Great. If the Seven-Tailed Mentor is piloting a mech, they may use this with the mech's melee weapon in mech combat. In vehicle combat. Yeah, the mech's melee weapon. Period. There we have it. Alright, there's Aijutsu Strike. Now, let's also give Revelation of Power. I want to make sure that this is at least a 2 action. Not only because it's like casting a spell, but because they do get that free attack with Aijutsu Strike, which is already pretty strong. I'm also going to give them real quick. They are a soldier, so I'm giving them attack of opportunity. They are level 8. They deserve it. Let's just throw that. That's a defense, I think. I think Aijutsu Strike as a reaction to initiative also goes in defense, which I know seems weird, but I think that's usually where they put those. So Revelation of Power, though, is definitely offensive ability. So this will be a transmutation magic effect. Let's say divine, because it's an angel giving, it's angelic power flowing through them. Oops, I put that under the wrong thing. There we go. All right, so Revelation of Power. Let's say target one creature within 30 feet. So target the Seven-Tailed Mentor or one creature within 30 feet. Effect. The target gains a +2 status bonus to strikes and AC. I need to lower his strikes, maybe? No, he has moderate on the strike, which seems bad for a soldier. But when you consider all the bonuses to status bonuses and the ability to flatfoot that he has people, I think the low strike that this creature has fits. Because he has a lot of ways to buff his strikes, as you're seeing here. The target gains a +2 status bonus to strikes and AC for 1 minute. If the target has a status bonus from any other effect, they gain a fly speed equal to their ground speed, equal to their speed. If capitalized, like, gains a fly speed equal to their speed. And man, lifelink is always so hard to figure out. I guess in temporary hit points. And gains 1d10 temporary hit points after the first successful strike they make each round for 1 minute. Awesome. And now we need a Sensei ability. I'm going to quickly look up the Sensei Pathfinder archetype because I would like to reference it. Mystic Wisdom, Insightful Strike, and Advice. Advice. That was the big word. Could you advise yourself back then? Oh, you could. Okay, it does make sense then. I'm going to call it Mystic. I'm going to call it Advice. Like the old school one. This will be a 1 action. This is not magic. It should have the auditory trait, though. That makes sense. That makes sense. Cool. Alright, so advice. I like the idea of using either martial arts or driving lore, depending on whether he's advising somebody who's in a mech or a vehicle or not. So, let's say, the Seven-Tailed Mentor can offer 1 ally advice, or use a lesson to help themselves in the midst of battle. Make a martial arts lore, or if the target is piloting a vehicle, a driving lore. Check. With a DC equal to 20? Yeah, that's fine. Well, they have plus 16. 20, they're only going to roll 4. Yeah, it's fine. It's fine. That's the standard aid, usually, right? On a success, the target gains a +1 status bonus to their choice of... to the Seven-Tailed Mentor's choice of athletics, acrobatics, driving lore, or strikes. That works. On a critical success, this becomes a +2 status bonus to 2 checks of the Mentor's choice. Of the Seven-Tailed Mentor's choice. Blah, blah, blah. On a critical failure... Can they crit fail? If they roll a 1, they'll get 7... Yeah, they can. On a critical failure, this becomes a -1 penalty to all athletics, acrobatics, driving lore, and strikes. +1 status penalty? Yeah, I guess so. Alright, there we have it. We are good. I like this. This is a Seven-Tailed Mentor. It could be a fun ally. Let's give him an alignment. Let's say lawful neutral. He could be a fun ally of a PC. He could be a very interesting enemy. He could advise himself and then use Revelation of Power. Like, that's how I'm seeing this creature being used, is during the initiative roll, you're going to want to Aijutsu Strike, of course. You'll get that free attack with some bonus to hit, which will probably translate to bonus damage because the katana is deadly. And then first round of combat, you're probably going to use Revelation of Power, advice on himself if he's a solo monster, and then Revelation of Power. He should probably not be able to spam Revelation of Power, though, because otherwise he's going like advice, revelation. I wonder if that's too good. Maybe a focus spell? I can make it a focus spell. I just have to say cost 1 focus point. I think. Is that how you do that? I don't know. Uh, ah, you know what? Let's just say, the seven-tailed mentor cannot cast Revelation of Power for 1 minute, or until the target of Revelation of Power is unconscious or dead. Oh, let's just say, when seven-tailed mentor casts Revelation of Power, the target, all ongoing Revelation of Power effects end immediately. All other ongoing Revelation. Okay, cool. That way you can only have one Revelation of Power at a time, so he can't just spam it. He could spam advice if he wants, that's fine. But ideally, he should be going Initiative Strike, and then round 1, he spent all of his actions buffing himself, and he could still probably strike via Attack of Opportunity, which that first round is your most likely round to get the Attack of Opportunity, because, the PCs don't know you have it yet, so they're willing to take a risk. And then once he gets the fly speed and the lifelink, man, he is jetting. So I like this creature a lot. This was really fun. Thank you all very much for showing up. On Wednesday, I will be on No Direction podcast on No Direction Beyond. We will be redoing a Dead Suns encounter. Kind of redesigning it for, I don't know, different parties, or to bring it up to standards of the modern Starfinder meta. And on Friday, I will be doing Infinite reviews back on the official Paizo Twitch stream and this channel, where I will be giving a roundup review of the last 6 months of products. So it will be a great time. If you feel like you might have missed something, you might have maybe if you took a couple weeks off checking out Pathfinder Infinite every day, it's a good chance for you to see all of the different products. It is a lot faceless. I'll only be going over the products that I've actually read and reviewed, and I haven't read everything on Pathfinder Infinite, so no, it won't be every product from the last 6 months, but it will be the ones that caught my attention, caught my eye, or my subscribers said, hey, Dustin, make sure you check this out. So if there's a product out there that you are going like, I hope he notices that one that was released between January and July, make sure you message me. You could find me at my Discord at infinite.net. And just look for Dustin Knight, or look for Kitsune Warlock or Dustin Knight on any other number of Pathfinder Discords, and message me with a link to your friend or your favorite product, and I will try to make sure that I could get to it. But time is of the essence when it comes to that, so make sure to get the word out. Because right now I am currently running at... where is that? Banners? Nope, it is under slides. Currently I am running at a total of... 73 products. So I'll be doing 73 products in an hour. I will be giving each product roughly 50 seconds. I'll be basically explaining... I'll have a slide up that you'll all be able to see. There'll be a lot like the slides I used in New Year's, where I'll be showing you the name of the product, the cover, and a little bit about it. And then I'll be telling you a little bit about it, about why I liked it, about why you should check it out, throwing a link in chat, and then we'll be going to the next product. It'll be a lot of fun. It's a great trip down memory road for me. It reminds me of why I love Pathfinder Infinite so much, and the New Year's show was one of my favorites, and a lot of other people liked it too, so you should don't miss that. Definitely check that out. Thank you very much to all our subscribers. These subscribers got priority in helping me decide what packs we were going to open today. So if you want that, go ahead and hit subscribe, and then head over to my Discord at infinite.net, and you'll get access to that chat. Thank you for everyone, though, for talking. This is always really fun. It helps jumpstart my brain and gets me wanting to write more Pathfinder stuff. So thank you all for showing up, and you never know what you're going to crack next time on Booster Bestiary.